Now, the cash in the balance sheet is connected to the insurance licenses to a large extent. There's also other cash, but the majority of it. And we need to invest the Namibian ones in Namibia and the other ones in South Africa. So almost 100 million of that cash is now in South Africa. We also, within the parameters of the stock exchange, we put another 52 million into South Africa in share capital. So the company, in the South African company, is now very cash flush. That puts us in a position, and with the effective management we've got here now, that we can grow both businesses. They will both have an equity of around about 50 million. And that, although small, makes it worthwhile to start expanding into the market. Initially, it will be very slowly. But yes, it is greenfields for us, so we believe cash is king, and you first lose your own money before you lose shareholders' money. I must tell, we are surprised. We expected it to go much lower because of the unique circumstances that we had with the unbundling, with the circular. It's not easy to understand what we're doing, but we've been well received in the market, the circular, and we reckon that the fact that we've got the Namibian operations out of the balance sheet now, which people are not always quite aware of what's happening there, is creating confidence in South Africa. So now they exactly know what we are busy with within their environment. As I always say, we're reading the same newspapers now and listen to the same radios, so we know more about the strikes and things. The Namibians hasn't got that sort of trouble, so they also don't want to be involved here. That was actually very interesting. We're splitting the shares, and we've picked up the vibes that actually they want to trade with the South African shares and keep the Namibian shares, and the other way around. I think it's you must be seen all the time, and that's what we believe we're achieving with the circular and the split, that the focus is now sharpened on what we're doing there. If we look at African expansion, yes, of course, we're business people. We need to expand. The biggest stumbling block is skills. People that are qualified to handle this. In Namibia, we've got a program, they call it Vision 2030, whereby we need to develop skills, not getting any skills from outside, which is putting a lot of pressure on us at the moment. The South African situation is much more lenient. We found that the communication structures into Africa is basically out of South Africa, Gauteng, Joburg, the gateway to Africa. But we also find that if you've got a Namibian passport and you go into Africa, you're much more accepted because you're not a dominating economy in the whole country. And we're sitting next to Angola, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe. We'll use both platforms in future. But we need, and that's one of the reasons why we're developing effective management in Johannesburg. It's quite readily more available. And you need the skills to do a good job. Our name is very important for us, so we won't, with of course our integrity, we don't want to capitalize on that. So I believe in the beginning it will be a very slow process, but that's definitely part of the dream. As far as our dividend policy is concerned, at the moment we're maintaining the same dividend policy, but once we've got all the figures out, we'll have to review it to make sure that it fit in with the circumstances, especially where the biggest income earner had been the motor trade. We'll have to look at the ability of the furniture and the insurance trade and if they can qualify for the same policy. We believe it would be like that, but it can be changed still. The dividend policy played a big role in the development of our price over the years. We are in a position with especially the insurance business to maintain that type of philosophy, to give as much back to the shareholders as possible, but also to the policyholders. And once we've struck that balance between the two, we hope that we can maintain a good dividend policy on the stock exchange again.